Right. So some unforeseen circumstances have resulted in yet again another background change. So I apologize for that. But that is why the topic of today's video is going to be stop searching for motivation. Because obviously I don't want to record in the library of my university, right? Like I would much rather be recording at my usual spot back home where I'm comfortable, where my environment is perfectly curated to record. But that is why if I was to only record when I was motivated to record, I would never achieve the goals that I set out to achieve because you have to be willing to use your discipline and show up even on the days that you don't feel like it. Because motivation comes and goes. And realistically, you shouldn't need to feel motivated in order to fulfill your purpose in the first place. But if you do, you probably need to look internally and ask yourself, what do you truly want and who do you truly want to become? Because up until this point, myself included as well as you, we've probably only been performing at about 10% of our fullest potential. But if you're like me, you're probably asking yourself, why do I even have this problem in the first place? Like I see all these guys online who make it seem so effortless to wake up early and work 12 hours a day and all this shit. Well, first of all, most of that is over exaggerated for content purposes, which is why I'm here to keep it 100% real with you. And secondly, when you boil down this issue, it actually becomes very simple to solve, like most of the problems that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. The reason that you struggle to do the work that you know that you need to do, even when you're not motivated, is because you allow your emotions to dictate your actions. You need to think logically when it comes to your goals, not emotionally. Because if you want to achieve anything or obtain anything worthwhile, you must be willing to do the work that most people won't. That's why 99% of people don't have the things that they want or live the lives that they want to live. It's not because they're incapable of doing it. It's because they choose not to. So if you want the things that 99% of people can't have, you have to be willing to do what 99% of people aren't willing to do. Which leads me into the next point that I want to make very, very clear to you. Do not let happiness decide whether or not you had a good day or a bad day. Like I see so many people that just keep on chasing this feeling of wanting to be happy, happy, happy all the time, like when they were little kids. But the issue is that there is so many things in the world now that are bad for us that make us happy. Junk food, scrolling on social media, lying around and watching Netflix all day, and the list goes on and on. All of these things that bring us temporary forms of happiness because they're tempting, they're distracting, they're indulgent. And as we all know, these things are very detrimental to you in the long term. But on the other hand, the things that bring us pain and discomfort in the short term are the very things that will lead to fulfillment and reaching our fullest potential in the long term. Training in the gym, eating healthy, learning new skills, building long-lasting relationships, all of these things that bring us pain and discomfort and are uncomfortable in the short term, but reward us with fulfillment later in life, are things that happiness just simply cannot do. Therefore, you need to learn to love the process because if you really think about it, that's what we put all this effort in for. All the stories that we get to tell one day of all the failures, all the trial and error, all the sleepless nights, all the hours spent grinding in the dark when no one's watching. We do it for the process, not solely just the destination. Because at least for me, every milestone I reach or every goal that I accomplish, it's not the number on the screen or how I look in the mirror or the moment that I get to check off the box in my notebook that makes me happy. It's these moments of reflecting back on how far I've come from where I used to be. That's the reason that it feels like you can't make any progress in your life because you're overlooking the beauty of the process as well as your faith. Because I can probably assume that you have this feeling of being lost or having no sense of direction or having a lack of self-confidence or a lack of simply just enjoying life. You either feel one of or a combination of all of these things. And the reason that I know that you're experiencing these things is because I was just there not too long ago until I fixed these two things. Now, when I say faith, I don't want you to take that the wrong way because I don't even consider myself to be a super religious person or anything, but I do believe in God. And the reason believing in God is so important is because it gives you a sense of power and control over your own life. God has created each and every single one of us so that we can experience life to the fullest. But you can only do that when you are aware of this fact and if you have a strong relationship with Him. Because without it, it is so much easier to be consumed with all the temptations and distractions that this world has to offer. So as an actionable step for you, I want you to just take 10 minutes out of your day to sit and pray. And when I say pray, I don't mean you have to say anything specific or talk in a certain way or even act like you're talking to a specific person. Just talk to yourself and ask for guidance, ask for clarity, ask for direction, and do it with a pure heart and honest intentions. Because I promise you, when you do this, it feels like the weight of the world is lifted off of your shoulders. You'll begin to learn more about yourself. What do you really want out of life? Who do you truly want to become? And once you do that, the process that it takes in order to get there becomes so much more enjoyable because it feels like you have somebody walking right beside you, guiding you every step of the way. Because I can probably guess that you have a vision for your future. You know that you want to do better for yourself, but you feel lost. You feel like you have no sense of direction. You lack the confidence and the self-belief that you can actually do this. And I get it because, like I said, I was just there not too long ago. 3 years ago, I was 30 pounds overweight. I was addicted to smoking and drinking and porn and all of these different things. I had no sense of direction or purpose. I had no discipline or motivation to do anything other than play video games. And I would struggle to get up and say 10 words in front of 10 people. But fast forward to today, I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm inspiring thousands and eventually millions of people around the world from the content that I make. And I'm walking the path to living a life that I only could have dreamed of a couple of years ago. So I know the way. I know how you feel. I know what you're missing, and I know the exact steps that you need to take in order to get out of this cycle that you're currently in and finally begin pursuing your dreams in a way that's exciting and fulfilling instead of overwhelming and intimidating. I genuinely want to help you. I'm not here for money. I'm here for impact. I know the money will come to me in perpetuity when I focus on leaving a positive impact on the world and helping as many of you as possible. That's why all my stuff in the description is free. That's also why I created a free private Telegram group for people just like you who take their personal development journey seriously, where we can chat one-on-one. You can ask me questions. I'll give you the best advice that I can based on my experiences. I also started doing live calls on there once a week so we can get to know each other more. And just honestly, so you can be surrounded by other people who are on the same path as you, because I understand how hard it can be to find other people on the same path as you. So like I said, the link to join for free is going to be in the description below. You can also claim all the other free programs in there as well. But thank you for listening to me today, and I hope to see you in there soon.